Alright, so I've been climbing on this Akimbo for what has probably been 2 years now, I think, something like that. And it's worn out, and I've retired it, and now I climb on another one. But I want to take this one apart and see if there's anything that can be done to improve the way it's made to make it not wear out so fast, or something like that. So we'll go ahead and get some wrenches out and start by taking out these screws right here. Alrighty, after a bit of goofing around with the good old angle grinder and some wrenches, I was able to get this screw out. Here it is. It's just a very average looking piece of hardware that could probably be bought at a hardware store. And replaced if necessary. If we were to obliterate it, could probably go find another one. But anyhow, got that one out. It was super tight. I did not get this one out, so I ground the head of it off with the angle grinder there. As you can see, you can see the sleeve just barely there, what it threads into. This hole here, you can see it plainly, obviously. And then obviously I have to grind off the head of the two rivets. I started pounding on this one a little bit, and she looks like she's just about ready to move. I got it balanced up on some sockets here. We'll give it a couple whacks and see what happens. I'm sure you guys are gonna end up falling over. Dang it. There, that ought to make a good phone holder, right? Plumbing torch, that'll be fine. Kind of a balancing act here. We gotta make a place for that rivet to go. That's why I'm using these sockets, but also just no good way to prop it all up. Looks like it's starting to move, but it also looks like the hole that the rivet is in is chamfered or a little bit conical at the top edge, which makes it just a little bit tricky because you can't grind it all out without completely destroying that side plate right there. If it doesn't start moving a little bit more here, I'll get a bigger hammer. Yeah, there we go. See, it's starting to come. There it is, there it is. Okay, so this is the bottom side, the simpler side. This is the attachment point here. And if it doesn't just slide off of here on me a little. Oh, there we go. Excellent. So that's all that is. This is the wear point that makes this device unusable in my opinion. I wish I had a new one to compare it to, but I don't yet. My other one that I've been using is also worn a little bit, so it's not brand new. But anyhow, this starts out and it has flat sides, flat spots, just like this portion right here. It's flat all the way down the sides with just a little channel for the rope. And then as it wears, those sides get razor sharp. And in fact, it looks like you might even be able to see in the reflection up here. Yeah, you can kind of see little grooves where the sheath is worn in the rope. But anyhow, as it wears, these get razor sharp, and they start to cut your rope, start to fray it a little bit faster, in two little rows all the way down the rope. So that's why I had to retire this thing. What would be super sweet is if Rock Exotic would just make these out of stainless steel rather than aluminum. I know they would be heavier, but I think the weight would be worth it over the improved lifespan. I thought about trying to get these things made out of stainless steel at a local machine shop, just to either have for myself or maybe even to sell if there was enough interest. But there just is no way to safely dismantle this thing and then reassemble it. There's just too much destructive action that has to happen to get it apart, in my opinion. And I wouldn't want to be a part of that for somebody else. Like I would hate to send somebody into a position where they took something apart and then up hurting themselves or falling or getting hurt, something like that, because that would be absolutely terrible. So I won't be making anything available to the public, but I might still try it for myself. We'll see how it ends up, you know. Now we'll go for the other side. Alrighty, here's the other side. It's kind of hard on my desk, my bench here. That one came a little bit easier. And if we pull this side off. Alright, this right here is the more complicated piece with the spring in it. And this is what I anticipate it would be difficult to get a machine shop to make. It's just, whoop, there goes the spring. It's just pretty complicated and pretty intricate. I don't doubt that somebody could make it. I'm just imagining it's going to be pretty expensive. There again, right here in the wear spot, you can see kind of how there's like stripes worn into it from the jacket. You can see it really good right there on that ridge. And as you can see, this is razor sharp too, here and here. These edges aren't exposed outside of the side plates, and so they don't pose as big a risk to the rope, but that bottom piece is. It'd be nice if we could take this thing apart just to clean it. There's parts in here I can never get real clean, especially if you look at me. Looking at this thing, I was embarrassed to show you. That thing's filthy. Don't like it when my life support gear is that dirty. So here you have it. There's what's left. Just the roller down here, this middle bit, which is now a helicopter, and our top bollard. It's interesting to look at the wear on this bollard because it is stainless steel. You know, it does have some wear, and you can see it's got a little would that be concave, I think, shape to it. So I mean, it's wearing too, but not nearly at the rate that the aluminum parts are. So, you know, if they could make those parts out of stainless steel, that'd be awesome. Alright, so wrapping it all up here in the end, the Akimbo costs about $400 right now, I think, at most retailers. You can find it a little bit cheaper if you look around or get a sale. But I climb like 3 or 4 days a week probably right now, and that's probably 10 months out of the year or something like that. So doing all that math, not in my head, I figured it out ahead of time. That ends up being around $1.50 per climb or per day. And so that's still not, you know, ridiculously expensive, but just, I don't know, I just have a hard time spending $400, you know, every couple of years on a consumable item. I just feel like it's so close to being a, you know, a lot longer lifespan tool, you know. But anyhow, maybe they'll come up with a new one here before too long. But until then, I guess I'm stuck climbing on this disposable one here. So, if you love your Akimbo and you think they should make a better one, go petition Rock Exotica. I'm not sure how, but we should all send them a letter and tell them, hey, improve this thing.